The news at 6. We now know the trial date for a man accused of shooting and killing a daughter of a former Kentucky lawmaker. Plus, we hear from members with one nonprofit after it was announced federal food aid would stop going out to those in need.
And in the world of weather, it is raining throughout eastern Kentucky. How long will the rain chances last? Details coming up.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A trial date has finally been set for a man accused of shooting his way into a former state lawmaker's mansion and killing his daughter. Jordan Morgan died in the gunfire in February of 2022. Shannon Gilday is charged with her murder and other offenses. A judge has said his mental state does not disqualify the death penalty from being considered if he is found guilty. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what took place in a Madison County courtroom today.
I feel like we're finally moving forward.
For 3.5 years, Jordan Morgan's family and friends have watched the same thing over and over. Shannon Gilday walking to court with another delay in the legal process.
We are ready to get this trial underway. In February, it'll be 4 years. 4 years is way too long.
The judges ruled there was not enough evidence presented over Gilday's mental health at the time of the shooting to disqualify the death penalty. With that out of the way, a trial was set to begin May 1st of next year.
Yeah, it feels like finally we are getting some traction and ready to move forward, get this, at least this chapter behind us.
Well, this is expected to be a very lengthy trial as the judge has set aside the entire month of May for evidence to be considered and all of this to be heard by the jury. Jordan's family and friends want justice, but they also know the trial will be difficult.
We've been warned by the Commonwealth, and I think that, it'll show the brutality of what this murder had in his mind.
They also say they look forward to the trial highlighting how horrible the crime could have been.
And you have to remember is that his intent was to kill an entire family. He only succeeded with one.
Wheels of justice often move slowly. They say today it shows it's finally starting to speed up. In Madison County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Gilday's attorney also told the judge he does plan to file a change of venue motion to move the trial out of Madison County. Earlier today, police in Virginia responded to an incident that resulted in a school being placed on lockdown. They were called to a place close to Riverview Elementary after they say a man with mental health concerns was in that area, possibly with a firearm. Police say the man was later identified and they learned he had a child attending Grundy High School, which was also placed on lockdown as a precaution. Police say all those lockdowns have since been lifted. The man was taken into custody without incident. Federal prosecutors are asking to move Brian Epperson to federal custody. It comes after a federal grand jury indicted Epperson on 2 counts of distributing meth that led to 2 overdose deaths of Kristen Morris in Powell County and Rachel Dawson in Clark County. Authorities say Epperson is also linked to a 3rd woman's death. According to the prosecution's motion, they want him moved to federal custody so he can be arraigned on the new charges. An Eastern Kentucky University football player and his father have been arrested following an altercation after Saturday's homecoming game. According to court documents, Charles Ingram V and his father got into a physical fight with one of the team's assistant coaches in the Moberly Building parking lot on EKU's campus. Police say surveillance footage shows the father punching the coach, followed by the son, leading to a brawl. Both men faced charges. Charles Ingram V was suspended from the team. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife are investigating after someone set fire to trees at a work site near Beaver Creek on Lake Cumberland. The trees were planned for a future fish habitat project, and signs were posted about that project. Fish and Wildlife believe the fire was set around last Wednesday night. Anyone with information is asked to call Kentucky State Police at 270-384-4786. It was certainly a soggy start to the work week with more rain expected as we head towards Halloween. Meteorologist Eric Dean has the forecast.
here at First Alert Live, pinpoint Doppler radar right now, and we'll go ahead and pinpoint over towards portions of Whitley County as well as portions of McCreary County. We'll go ahead and pinpoint over here towards the Monticello, Middlesboro, London area. You can see that line that's pushing into the southwestern portion of the viewing area. This is going to continue to push its way to the north and the northeast. So if you're along I-75 over towards the Kentucky-Tennessee border, that system is heading your way. Made it to the 50s and low 60s today, made it to 61 in Hazard. Everybody else, though, stayed in the mid-50s, even upper 40s. Look at Clintwood, 49. Wise made it to 46 degrees. So again, there's a lot more moisture with this. Low pressure is in control right now, and this is going to continue to push its way up and over as we roll into the day. On Tuesday, we'll get on the back end of this. We'll start your day off with the rain chances. They will let up, though, as we go throughout the afternoon and early evening hours. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, even low 50s will greet you. We'll keep that rain chance in the forecast for the next several hours. Now, the question is, because we have Halloween on Friday, is it going to impact trick-or-treating? I'll have that answer coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. The federal government recently announced starting November 1st, federal food benefits such as SNAP will not be distributed to millions of Americans if the ongoing government shutdown continues. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to local nonprofits on how the second longest government shutdown could impact their ways of giving.
According to Governor Andy Beshear, nearly 600,000 Kentuckians rely on SNAP benefits for food supply. That is 1 in every 8 residents. If SNAP benefits are not distributed as the federal government has indicated, many Kentuckians will look for local food pantries to feed their families. The Mustard Seed Outreach in Harlan County says they fed nearly 500 families in the month of July.
But there is a tremendous amount of food insecurity in Harlan County, even prior to any government shutdown.
Organizations like the Mustard Seed Outreach say they rely solely on donations. A board member tells me that with SNAP benefits being reduced, there will be an even bigger void to fill here in Harlan County.
If it continues to grow with the shutdown, I think there'll be more of a need, and hopefully we'll be able to supply a little bit of that need. I think by the end of November, I think we will probably see, unfortunately, an increase in the need.
Cole says while they are not directly impacted by the government shutdown, some of the suppliers who donate their food are.
We have seen a reduction in some of our suppliers that we get our food from. We're not getting as much food and as often as we were at one time.
And if Congress does not come up with a conclusion before November 1st, they will continue aiming to make ends meet for Eastern Kentucky families. In Harlan County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
You can learn more about the Mustard Seed Outreach and other food pantries in our area at WYMT.com. Many folks are keeping an eye on Hurricane Melissa. It could be the strongest storm to hit Jamaica since record keeping began all the way back in 1851. In the path of the storm, many vacationers looking to escape. Travel advisor and Kentuckian Julie Pritchett was vacationing in the Dominican Republic when the hurricane gained strength in the Caribbean. She says she was lucky to make it back home safely to Kentucky, but the storm has damaged more than 750 homes just across the Dominican Republic.
It's not just, is my resort okay? It's, is the infrastructure still there? Are the roads okay? Do they have electric? Do they have water?
And that hurricane, of course, now a Category 5. Julie works with Magical Compass Vacations Travel Agency, and company owner Jenny Irving shared that they are now shifting their focus to helping clients with planned trips in the aftermath, especially for those intending to travel to Jamaica.
Well, we had a quiet weekend. Now we're seeing a soggy start to the work week. Temperatures are going to stay well below normal. The good news is we will clear out just in time for Halloween. Details on the First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And a new ice cream shop is open in one Eastern Kentucky town.